What's up, guys? It's Medic Prepper 611 here. Be doing the first vlog or vlog, however you like to pronounce it, on my channel here. The topic of discussion is going to be why I prep. Every prepper at one point or another has had that event in their life that's made them stop and reassess how they do things. Whether it be a storm, unemployment, things along those lines. Well, my situation happened to be back in September 2008. The remnants of a hurricane came up from the Gulf Coast and came up and just tore the hell out of the Ohio Valley. I live in Dayton, Ohio. Area of the country that doesn't normally get a lot of crazy weather. But long story short, it knocked out power lines, knocked down phone lines, did all sorts of crazy things. So I found myself without power for 3 days. Very little food in the house, very little water, no flashlights, no candles, none of the basic stuff that you think anybody would have. And to make matters worse, I have a wife and a small child that I'm responsible for. So go out to the store, thinking I'm going to get some milk, get some water, get some bread, get some eggs. Shelves are cleaned out. Obviously, people ran out and just cleaned it out as soon as they knew what was going on. Not that that would have mattered anyway, because due to the storm, there was actually a fire in the area that took down a section of phone lines, and nobody was able to accept credit cards. I had no cash on me, so even if there were things at the store to buy, I wouldn't be able to get them because they wouldn't take credit cards. The bank was closed. There was nothing. I was basically caught with my pants down. There was nothing that I could do, and I was stuck to deal with that situation. It was that event right there that made me step back and say, okay, I need to reassess my priorities. There are things that I need to take care of first before I do anything else. With a wife and a small child that I'm responsible to provide for, I need to make sure that we have these basic things in the house that in the event of a small storm or any type of situation that we'll be okay for a week to 10 days, maybe even longer. So I started with small things, flashlights, candles, extra food, extra water, and just built up from there. And that storm in 2008 was a small event. I mean, 3 days is no amount of time. I mean, 3 days is short. But you would be amazed how long 3 days can feel when you have no food and you have no water. And you really have no way of getting any more right now. And it seemed like an eternity to us. And left me feeling like a horrible husband and a horrible father because I couldn't do the things that were necessary to take care of them the right way. And it was at that point that I said never again. And on the second point of that, we all, I think at some point go through and say, all right, well, I'm doing all this. I'm buying the extra food. I'm buying the extra water. I'm finding places to store all this stuff. I'm spending all this money, having fights with the wife about why I'm spending what I'm spending and where are we going to put all this stuff and all of that, and is it ever really worth it? Am I ever really going to need all this stuff? Well, lo and behold, on Monday, we get our answer. Hurricane Sandy comes up and hits New York and New Jersey and the East Coast in there. And what's the first thing you see? There's people out in the streets whining and crying that they have no food, they have no water, their house is cold, and there's nobody there to help them. And they're surprised. Just like I was back in 2008. And that's what these people don't understand. When the chips are down, the only person you can count on is yourself. The government is not going to come in and take care of you. They try to a certain extent, but they can't take care of everyone. I don't care what they say. And ask those people in New York right now if they're being taken care of, and I bet you a lot of them will say no. You're responsible for yourself and your family. You need to make sure you have what it takes to take care of yourself in a minor event, 7 to 10 days. Because I assure you right now, a lot of those people are miserable. They're in homes with no heat, no power, and they just got 6 to 12 inches of snow because that nor'easter came in right after the hurricane and dumped all this nasty weather on them. If they would have taken a little bit of time to make sure they had food, make sure they had water, some way to heat their house without electricity, they would be much better off. So, you just have to put the time in and do that little bit extra, and it makes a world of difference in the long run. I feel much better today about my situation than I did 4 years ago. And on a side note, secondary to that, as you guys know, this is a relatively new channel. I posted one video 6 months ago or whatever, me and my son at the shooting range, and kind of got away from it, but be posting a lot more videos here soon. The majority of the content will be grid down SHTF type medical things. I am a paramedic and a firefighter, so that's basically my area of expertise. That's what I know the best. So I'm going to try to put that information out there for you guys to help you. If you would, just comment down below and let me know what type of stuff you guys want to know about. If there's anything that I can put out there that will help you, I'll be more than happy to make that video and upload it. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys later.